could be the key to a lot of things. So we're going to roll into December, looking for our 20th win of the year against the New York Islanders, who also are off to a pretty horrific start. I think it was 5-13-4. So last place in the division versus the top of the division, the Carolina Hurricanes win 3-0, followed by a 4-3 overtime win to the Arizona Coyotes and a 4-2 win to the Kings. Calgary Flames are defeated 4-3, and New Jersey, Carolina loses 3-2. Devils are in the hunt for a home ice advantage, but Carolina holds a 12-point cushion in the division at this moment. Carolina has lost their first game in a back-to-back match this season so far, and 6-3 loss to the win to the Capitals, followed by a 6-3 loss to the Red Wings and a 2-1 or 5-1 loss to the Lightning. So Carolina has lost. I think that was Carolina's first time they lost back-to-back matches so far. Yeah, the Carolina Hurricanes, up to this point, have not lost in back-to-back. Oh, yes, they did. Twice. They've twice lost in back-to-back matches. We have yet to go on a 3-game losing streak as well. So the Carolina Hurricanes are 27-9-1. It's possible Carolina could get their 30th win before their 10th regulation loss. It's very likely. Well, I spoke too soon. But all right, Carolina bounces back with a 7-1 win and a 5-4 win to Nashville. And Carolina still not given their 30th win. There we go, 30-11-1, around the halfway point. Carolina, after a little slump, picked themselves back up here. Another back-to-back against Chicago and Winnipeg. 8-2 loss to the Hawks, followed by a 5-4 win to the Jets. Carolina has only dropped back-to-backs once this year, with multiple wins. Another back-to-back against the Canucks and the Bruins. 4-3 loss to the Canucks, 6-2 win to the Bruins. 2 out of 4 there. And Carolina goes into February with a 36-13-1 record. Very comfortably can say that we're going to have 50 wins this year. With a 13-point gap in the division. Not first place in the President's Trophy anymore, with Tampa Bay on a bit of a surge. But we are in a good contentious spot. So no longer first in the league. We're only back by a point, though, so things can easily change on a dime. Goals for per game, the Carolina Hurricanes are still second to a Colorado Avalanche team, who is not as good as us in points, but goals against, the Avalanche are also first place. The Carolina Hurricanes are 6th place. So we fell back a little bit, but power play, best in the league so far. Penalty kill, amongst the worst in the league. But with that penalty kill, I don't understand why it's so bad, but maybe we just don't go on the penalty kill a lot. So we have 2 point per game players. Thomas fell back a little bit, but nothing really alarming. And then a couple of players who are on pace for 60, 70 points. Purcell's on a good pace for 50 or 60. So is Robertson and Kane. Jake Bean falling back a little bit, but it is what it is. In the crease, we have Grigorenko with a 30-13-1 record. Fall back a little bit on save percentage and goals against average, but still amongst the best, I imagine. Around the best, but Vasilevsky is unreal. Going to be a tight race for the Vezina unless Carolina absolutely shuts the door in this upcoming month. Might need to make some line changes. Maybe some tweaks. Give maybe some players promotions. How's Gurianov doing? Not worth the promotion. Palmieri, pretty solid. Sebastian Aho, Nikas. Thomas is playing good considering he's on the 3rd line. What if we move these guys to the 2nd line? No, that would make that worse. Leave them as the 3rd line, the HBK line. Patrick Kane, I think, will be... We'll keep him there. Let's have a legitimate reason to put him there. Put Nikash and Sveshnikov on that line, and then we put Kane with Aho and Robertson. Or Purcell. I don't want to break that lineup. We'll keep them the same there. Minor tweaks to this roster. Yeah, we'll keep that bottom pairing the same. It looks like Peckham has been doing pretty solid for defensive defenseman, and Soderstrom and Bean are locking it down on that first pair. Not as strong of defensive cores we've had in years past, but still, Timothy Lewis sent some history information. So while we're simming, we're going to read this aloud. Mr. Timothy. I hope everyone finds... I hope this message finds all of you well.
You didn't send me one, so he's just doing your course.
Get wrecked. This is the sports one.
What do you mean?
Please read the entire message below as it provides key information.
Adult.
Number 3, so I can technically... I probably would make it into the class. Thank you once again for registering to History 214, which begins Tuesday, September 8th. For those of you, let me briefly introduce myself. The dude looks like your stereotypical prof, though.
Yeah, he is.
He said, looks like your very stereotypical prof.
Except he pulls out every jersey in the book.
Carolina's on a bit of a slump.
Okay.
Lost 4 straight.
He's from New Brunswick, by the way.
Oh. So does he have a heavy accent?
No, not at all.
Watch Carolina be stopped from winning 40
Are they
games.
known for heavy accents over there?
Eastern Times have a very distinct accent in comparison to us. They have a bit of a heavier accent. You could still understand what they're saying, but, like, it's a stronger accent. I think those lines are not working quite to fruition. We have 42 wins at the deadline before we continue?
What do you mean?
41?
I sent out the email to you for...
Wrecked
I'm
me.
gonna send it.
I love how I am technically not enrolled in the class. Alright, I will be, but you're technically are in a class, but I'm getting it first.
He's probably just doing the lower classes first and then telling you.
Okay, anyway, I'm going to continue.
Higher courses.
Alright, we're going to switch things back.
Yeah. It was sort of working, but
It was working before. Keep it that way. Anyway. This is the start of my 15th year. Dude!
Yeah.
For those that remain on the waitlist, I can guarantee a seat in the class for waitlist 1 through 5, so I'm guaranteed a spot.
Okay.
Number 3. Although some additional paperwork will be required at a later date to make that official, I cannot accept any more than 5 additional students, so I'm in the class officially. There is no textbook. All content will come in 2 forms. A series of PDF file lecture packages that will provide you throughout the term via email attachments to the email address you were provided at the university. No material for this course will be posted on D2L or VIU Learns. Each course lecture package will feature full-text scripts, images of all major individuals and events, and a number of video links designed to educate or entertain. For organizational purposes, you might want to create a digital file in which to place all your lecture material. Number 2, and a number of assigned course readings, all of which are available in digital form for the VIU library system. Specific details on how to access the readings, which will all be identified in the course syllabus, will be provided to you well before you need them. To give a better sense of how this content will be delivered, the September 8th email I will send to you will not include just a digital version of the syllabus, but also a course including lecture package. One way that students will be evaluated on their comprehension of the assigned course readings will be through scheduled Zoom discussion sessions. Note you do not have to download the app to participate. As such, please contact me via email as soon as possible identifying whether or not you can be available for occasional virtual discussions on Tuesdays and or Thursdays between 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. Pacific. If those do not work for you, identify at least 3 other times. Okay. Tim Lewis. And yes, feel free to refer to me as Tim, as most of my students do. However, if you're not comfortable with that, you can either address me as either Dr. Lewis or Professor Lewis.
Okay.
Dr. Lewis?
Yeah. Hey, Dr. Lewis.
I'm going to call someone a doctor.
How's it going, Doc?
Hey, Doc, how's it going?
Fuck. Well,
We really don't have much room to make a trade here.
only one left is Jeremy.
Where you at?
Jeremy fucking trade.
Yeah, we really don't have, like... we don't really have, the stuff to bring in anybody. Unless replace Patrick Kane, but he's been pretty solid, actually, so I don't think that'd be wise. We have a solid prospect core coming up, so if we do happen to make it out of the first round, we at least have some stuff to get excited for in terms of prospects. Maybe actually have some cap relief. Or not have to pay all of our money to guys, instead having some guys on ELC, cheap depth. So I think we made our deadline acquisitions in the offseason, so this team's going to go into the playoffs as they are. Can't really add much more to this roster, so Carolina's currently in a battle for the President's Trophy, like with two other teams. With the Panthers, okay, the Lightning, and the Blackhawks and Avalanche. So there's like a 5-team race for the President's Trophy, and we're amongst it. So I sent to the last 5 games. I don't see us winning the President's Trophy. I just don't think that's realistic to expect. But every time we won the President's Trophy, we haven't gone anywhere with it either. So what's the point in winning it if we always find a way to come up short when it happens?
Okay.
44 wins, 45 wins. We're on the race for 50 wins, though.
Okay.
Do you mind?
Do you mind?
So the Carolina Hurricanes have clinched the playoffs for yet another season. We're at 50 wins, 51 wins, 52 wins. So we've officially clinched the division, top spot by a country mile. The President's Trophy race is currently ours to lose. So go on a hot tear at the end of the year and we clinch yet another President's Trophy. Not that that has really done us favors before, but... And the Carolina Hurricanes are still surging. We've won like 6 straight and 9-1 in our last few games here. The Carolina Hurricanes win to the Senators and clinch the Eastern Conference as the best record. And we won the President's Trophy. It's, again, has not done us any favors in the past, with our last one coming to a second-round defeat. But 57, that was tied for our best season. The exact record of Year 7, actually. The exact same record. There is no difference. Not even a couple extra overtime wins and a less loss. It's the exact same record.
Let's see the other ones.
I don't see why Carolina's not first in some categories here, because like we played unreal down the stretch. So Carolina finishes with the top goals for per game. Once again, we take our crown back for the first time in a couple seasons. And the Carolina Hurricanes finish with the best goals against average. So we will have a Jennings Trophy winner. Okay. And President's Trophy. So definitely a score. You're glad this other guy is not here.
Why?
You're glad that other guy's not here. Okay, anyway, Sebastian Aho leads the way with 87 points.
Oh, I want to play it like this when he shows up.
Okay.
We have 2 80-odd point scorers that are point-per-game players. We have 3 players who scored over 70 points. In addition, 3 more 60-point scorers, a 50-point scorer, and some more 40s. So a very, very contributing bunch. And it was 4 of our 6 defensemen that were in the bottom for scoring. Our final statistics for the goaltender, just about 50 wins for Grigorenko.
Oof.
With a .913 save percentage and a .247 goals against average. He most likely wins the Vezina.
It's hard to argue against.
It's hard to argue against. He's got 6 more wins, the best goals against average, 5 shutouts. I don't see why he doesn't win the Vezina this year. And Carolina's first round opponent will be the New Jersey Devils.
Hey, a team we haven't really met.
It's our first time facing the Devils in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They lost Jack Hughes in free agency, I think. I'm pretty sure. They have lost Jack Hughes in free agency and Nico Hischier. This is a very depleted roster that have 80-odd over... A very stacked right wing for some reason. And solid centers. No number ones, really. On defense, it's where it becomes a problem. And then in net, you have Allmark and Eddie. So the Carolina Hurricanes should win this match.
5.
I think I'm going to concur with you and say 5. This team should win this series. Like, it should be a absolute... Like, they should have nothing left once we're done with them. But anyways, we've said that in the past. Let's put the past behind us. First period, let's go. New Jersey gets the goal first, 1-0 Devils. Second period, Carolina's coming up short here. 2-0. Third period, New Jersey shuts us out in game 1. Please don't pull a Tampa Bay Lightning. Please don't. Unless Carolina used this game to wake up, comes out flying in game 2, decimate everything. Let's do that. I like that idea. Let's decimate everything. Let's go. Devils get 2 out of the gate. We get 2, but they get 2. And the Carolina Hurricanes tie it up late in the game. And the Carolina Hurricanes pull off the comeback. Series tied at 1 going back to New Jersey, the Prudential Center. Carolina's really got to pull up their ass here, pull up their socks here. This is a team that we should be murdering right now.
Okay.
Here we go. Just about 30-point gap between this team, but that doesn't matter. Here we go. First period. We get 1 from Sveshnikov. Second period. We hold the door. Third period. And the game's tied again. New Jersey scored the game-tying goal. And you give them an early power play. Carolina kills that one. And the Carolina Hurricanes, I'm pretty sure, score shorthanded to escape with a 3-2 win against the New Jersey Devils. It's required overtimes twice. But if Carolina can figure out a way to get out